So from time to time, I've talked about this whole end of the school to prison pipeline and how big of a problem it is in this country. And I think at the Generation Alliance and all across the youth movement, people are trying to find a way and figure out how we fix the school to prison pipeline and mass incarceration of black and brown youth in this country. One program that's doing that is in the state of New York. And it's a great, great, great program. And I want to highlight it. And there's another program I want to highlight in a second, but I want to highlight this one first. It's called Raise the Age, the New York campaign. And basically what they're asking for is for the state of New York to raise the age of when they try juveniles as adults. Now, just a couple facts for you about the whole situation. New York is one of only 2 states in the union that actually try individuals that are age 16 and over adults, no matter what the crime is. So basically that says, even though you can't vote until you're 18, you can't drink until you're 21, but you can be charged as an adult by the age of 16, even though you're not at the age of consent for anything else, but you're at the age of consent for you to be tried as an adult. This is against a lot of research scientists and a lot of work out there indicates that we should not be charging juveniles as adults. Brain development is part of that. I mean, your brain is not fully developed until you're age 25. And I think about the decisions that I made last year at age 25 and decisions that I make now at age 26. And I can tell you there's a huge, huge, huge difference. And I think what's at stake here is that 34% more rearrests for felony crimes than youth retained in the justice system. Like, this is some crazy stuff. So 30% of individuals that are arrested first as part of the juvenile justice system are rearrested as adult felons. Meaning, we have got to do some serious work on this. And youth are 36 times more likely to commit suicide in an adult facility rather than a juvenile facility. And there's differences here, folks. Juvenile facilities have counseling. They provide services. They have run wraparound services. An adult penal system is just that. A penal system where you're penalized, you're locked in a cell for 23 hours a day, you could possibly be in isolation, and on and on and on and on. And that is why we can't talk about the school to prison pipeline without really working on trying to create real and lasting solutions. In the state of New York, the one thing we've got to do is we've got to raise the age at which we try youth as adults. In other states, state of Florida, Dream Defenders are working on stopping the stand your ground law, creating Trayvon's law, a law that will work on trying to break down the school to prison pipeline by trying to be preventative. My mom always used to say one thing growing up: prevention is always better than cure. And if you know kids they have a higher likelihood to commit crimes because of the neighborhoods they grew up in or because of their socioeconomic status, why aren't we trying to prevent that? So when they commit their first crime at 16, maybe shoplifting, or maybe they rob somebody, why are we trying to make it better for them so they don't do it again? Putting them in the correction system doesn't do anything. It doesn't correct anything. It creates a larger problem because once they're released from that system, they're more likely to commit the crime again. So today I say to you, folks everywhere, we have got to do a better job on this one. We've got to do a better job on this. We have got to raise the age in New York. Go to the campaign, www.raisetheageny.com. And let's talk about the numbers here for just a second before I get out of here. Approximately 50,000 16 and 17-year-olds are arrested in New York each year and face the possibility of being prosecuted in an adult court, placed in an adult jail or prison, and having the outcomes be on their permanent record. No chance of rectification, no chance of expungement, no chance of a second chance. That's not the American dream that I believe in, and that shouldn't be the American dream that you believe in either. Kids make mistakes, and let's make sure we do everything possible to make sure they don't make those mistakes again. And putting them in an adult jail is not the way to do it.